All right.
Okay, one card, front and back, no full sentences, and I have 5 adults here. Good morning, everyone. My name is Marta Canales. We are going to be talking about juvenile delinquency today. First of all, who here remembers what it was like to be 17, 15, 14, 13 years old? Of course, all of us do. We've all been there. We're all adults. We made some difficult decisions growing up, whether to date or not, whether to have sex or not, whether to join a gang. Those were very, very difficult decisions we all had to make. But we all made it. We all became successful young adults, and we now have a career, and we're good members of society. Some more juveniles actually will not get that chance. They will fall prisoners to drugs, violence, or a life of crime. But you might ask yourself, what are the predisposing factors that leads these juveniles to be delinquents in young age? Some of those predisposing factors are poverty, abuse in the household, a missing parent, or not even existing parents for those that live in the streets. All of these factors influence and increase the rates or the probabilities for these juveniles to become delinquent in young age. But you might ask yourself, what may cause a young juvenile to become a delinquent? Why would you do it? Why would you even start doing drugs? Some of them just want to be accepted. They want to be part of a group. They want to be part of a gang. They want to feel affection. When it comes to drugs, sometimes they want to do drugs because they want to escape reality. They think that while they're in that high, they will leave their state of problems, and once they come back, they will have evaded all those problems. School violence. School violence is another big issue that has faced us, the whole nation, especially in the past 2 years. Who here, and this was a few years back, who here does not remember the Columbine High School massacre? That was a terrible it was a terrible event that occurred in Columbine High School, Colorado. Even more recent, the Virginia Tech. That was the biggest massacre, most horrible event that had happened in I think in the history of the United States. Right now here I have some slides I'm about to show about some statistics. These slides was conducted by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. Okay, as you can see, there are 650,000 underage drinkers in the past month were given alcohol by their parents or guardians. The thought that we have behind this is that you want to be the first one to give them that drink, that you prefer them to do it in their house than to do it outside in the streets with somebody they don't know, or to do it somewhere in a club, in a basement somewhere, and then have to go out driving and cause even further damage. More than 40% of the nation's estimated 10.8 million underage current drinkers, ages 12 to 20 years old, who drank in the past 30 days were given free alcohol by adults. Again, you take your young kids to parties, they tend to face alcohol of all types, and they will sneak in a drink or two. And some of the adults that see them and watch them do this will allow it, because they were allowed at that age to drink. An average of 3.5 million people aged 12 to 20 each year meet the diagnostic criteria for having an alcohol use disorder. For those of you who work here, might remember a case here of a 19-year-old who is a self-proclaimed alcoholic. How does that happen? All the predisposing factors and the current data that we went over is what can be attributed to this event. Okay, here's a couple more results. Among youths aged 12 to 14, the rate of current drinkers was higher for females, 12 to 14. I thought this was very, very surprising because I always thought males were actually higher than females. But in this age bracket of 12 to 14, females are higher. The rates of binge drinking are significantly higher among young people living where the parent is engaged in binge drinking. Is that surprising? Probably not, but because when a parent falls asleep and leaves a bottle laying around, the teenager is probably going to pick up after it. And they're going to assume that this type of activities and the lack of responsibility is okay. So they're going to follow behind their parents' steps. Okay, this is another search I did, and this was provided by the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention online. We did the study for 2004. Age of referrals was 15 and under. Sex was male. The race were white, black, American, Indian. And the referral offenses were person, property, and drugs. These are different cases in 2004. You can see the age brackets and how many cases were reported in 2004. The total of the number you see in red is the total cases that were reported for 15 and younger in 2004. It's 174,915 individuals. That is amazing to me how many juvenile delinquency we have here in the United States. In conclusion, I just want to say we have to care and love for our teenagers while they're young. We have to provide a good example for them. We have to let them know that we love them, and that if they do become involved in gangs or drugs, that we will love them no matter what. We need to bring them the support and give them the help they need. Without us, they will probably just follow in their statistics and be another delinquent in young life and as an adult.